Hello everyone, I'm back with another video, and in today's video we have an ASUS Zenbook laptop. This is an ASUS Zenbook 14 OLED model. Also, there's another model for this one. It comes with a Zenbook. I think ASUS for the Zenbook series, they love naming few names on their laptop for whatever reason. And there's a technical model is a Zenbook UX5401Z that can be found on the bottom of the laptop. On the cover right in here, it will say model right in the corner without the Chinese, I think Korean UX, or in the box, they will tell you Zenbook 14 OLED for the consumer. And in this video, I'm going to take you on a step by step how you can open it up and how you can upgrade or remove the storage on your laptop. If your laptop you got a water damage and it's burned out, you want to remove the hard drive, the SSD that comes in here, use it externally and recover your file, you can do that. Or you just want to remove it and put a higher capacity. I see that ASUS said that maximum that you can go is 500 gig. That's not true. We have upgraded this laptop to a 2 terabyte with no issue at all. And I'll go over there how you can do that. And once you remove the main storage in here, you do have to put the Windows on the new drive. I made a really short video how to create your Windows 11 USB boot drive. You just pretty much pop it in, follow the Windows installation steps, just pretty much installing any program, and you'll be inside the Windows within 5 to 10 minutes. Do Windows update, all the drivers, everything will be installed, and you're ready to go. And once you remove all the storage from here, you can plug into an enclosure. I'll leave those links in the video description, and use it as an external 500 gig or whatever you have yours exportable drive. And then once you have the Windows and you have your old drive, plug it in here and go inside the user folder and remove all the files, that data that you had to the new drive. And that's how you don't actually need to back it up. Pretty much you just buy an enclosure, and it serves a purpose for two things: have it for the future use and back up your file already. With all that said, this is just a demonstration how to get to the drive and how to remove or replace it. So first thing first, backup or power off completely, flip it upside down, and I'm going to go over the tools I'll be using, and every tools and compatible storage, everything will be linked in the video description. Tool one is a good screwdriver set. I'll recommend the iFixit screwdriver set. This is the basic tools from the iFixit. I purchased it myself, and from this tool set, we're going to use two bits. Phillips number 1, PH1, and we're going to use a Torx number 5, T5. And if you get a Pro set, they will include you with an opening tool, some tweezers. If not, grab yourself a metallic guitar pick. These are suitable to opening cases and covers. You need a curved or straight spatula. I mean, curved tweezers, I was about to say. You need a spatula. Sometimes it's handy, but not on this one, to have a curved tweezer sometimes, but not for now. All right, so down here, we're going to see a whole bunch of screws. These are the T5 screws, the one in the mid, back mid, and on the sides, and 4 on the front row. There are 2 hidden screws, which are right under the back rubber cover. You have to put the opening tool underneath this rubber plastic and lift them up. They have a little adhesive. Put them to one side and put them to one side. Next, you want to remove these 2 Phillips screws. So remove them. If they don't come out entirely, use a little magnet to pull them out, because the adhesive, it doesn't allow it to come out. Oh shit, I did remove this one, so I'm going to pull them out with a little tiny magnet. Next, we're going to switch to a T5, and we're going to remove the 2 screws right in here on the back and in the center. Remove all the screws. All the screws are the same size and height, so don't worry about mix matching them. So go ahead and start from one corner and remove them. Also, if you guys like my videos, if you find my videos helpful and helping you guys out, you can support the channel by clicking the like and subscribe. I'll greatly appreciate it. It helps and motivates me to make more videos, take requests, and answer your questions in the comment area. Appreciate that. Right? Most people forget the one in the middle. Don't forget that one. There we go. So put those screws to one side. Now we're going to grab the opening tool. We're going to stick about 1 or 2 millimeters of this one, not the whole thing, under the bottom cover and the palm rest, just like that, and jam it in there and just twist it, and you're going to hear a click sound. Those are the clips are getting loose. And just rotate and go to the sides and go to the back corner on the left and right side. Go right in here, and there we go. There's two hooks right in the center in here, and those hooks they hold from the battery. So you just want to grab it from the side and just yank it up, and you release those hooks, which are right over here. One and two. These hooks grab it from the battery. All right. So down here, we can see that there's no space for 2.5 inch mechanical drive or solid state drive. So you cannot put any solid state drive in here. So you can only put one M.2 in here, and there's your Wi-Fi board. To remove the M.2, you do not need to disconnect the battery. Absolutely not necessary. Most people are like, oh, you have to disconnect the battery. You don't need to disconnect the battery to do the SSD upgrade. But if you want to be paranoid and you want to disconnect the battery, you can grab a spatula right in here and lift it up from one side and disconnect the battery like that. But again, to put it back in, with two fingers, align it and push it right to the jack. But again, for this one, you don't need to. Just make sure you don't drop a screwdriver over the board, then you create a short and you will damage. But if you think you're paranoid, you can, you're flimsy, you can drop, you stop over the board, sure, go ahead and disconnect the battery again. But if you're okay with yourself, because I hear so many people in the comments said, I tried to put the connector for the battery, it moved, it created a spark, and the game over to a repair shop now. So that's why I always say, eh, dealing with a battery jack is sometimes risky. Just make sure you don't drop anything on the board. We're gonna remove one screw on the back of the SSD. So remove that tiny screw, and the SSD will pop out in 45-degree angle, just like that. And then all you want to do, grab it in the same 45-degree angle and slide it the opposite side. Just bring it that side. You don't want it yank it towards the ceiling, otherwise you're gonna break the SSD. Just slide it backward. There's a thermal pad here. There's a 2 millimeter thermal pad. You can just grab it. You don't have to buy a new one. It's ripped a little bit, but it's okay. Grab the thermal pad. This one has a little shielding. This is a 500 gig NVMe. You can grab another NVMe. I have this one. They do come with no shielding. You can put the thermal pad over here. I recommend the Samsung 980 or 990 Pro. These are really durable, really good SSDs. All right. So once you get the new SSD, make sure the notch on the SSD, this is gonna focus on that. Yeah, right there. This notch right in here, this cut has to match the cut right in here. Don't try to put it the other way around. Make sure you bring it in 25 or 35-degree angle. You're gonna feel it is right, and you want to push it toward the jack. All the pin goes in, and how you know if your SSD is in a correct position, is all the way in? It should stay like this, and it should be really nice and springy like that. All right. And once you make sure it's all the way in, press a little harder, bring it down, and it should align nicely with this screw hole right on the neck. Once it's aligned, all you need to do is to grab this screw and put it over and grab this 2 millimeter thermal pad and put it right in the center, not on the side. On the center, goes over the component. Or you can buy a new thermal pad, 2 millimeter, and it's just cover the whole entire thing and just put it on top. It will touch the bottom cover, which is metal. I would dissipate the heat from the SSD. Again, very simple to do this. To remove it, one screw, 45-degree comes up, slide it out, grab the new one, plug it in, make sure the screw hole is aligned, bring it down, and put it on top, and you're done. To finish it up, if you have disconnected the battery, plug it back in, grab the bottom cover, put it over, push down the sides, the one in the middle to hear those clicks in the middle, and you want to hear those clips clicking. To finish it off is to put the Phillips screws on the back corners on the rubber leg, put the plastic rubber feet on top, and switch to a T5 and put the rest of the screws all over the place. Now, regarding the enclosure, check the enclosure. You can grab this M.2, the old one, and you put it in an enclosure. Now you have a USB-C portable storage, which you can move around, take your files with you, or once you install the Windows, plug it in with a cable and remove your data from your old drive. And again, I hope you guys like this video and helped you guys out. If you have any question or requests, feel free to leave them in a video comment. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Just gonna finish up putting up the bottom screw. And this is how you can replace or upgrade your storage for Zenbook 14 OLED model.